Hey guys, today I've got a super easy and fun DIY craft for a Halloween idea, and that is a fall leaf crown. It's a perfect easy DIY if you want to do a nature Halloween costume like an earth fairy or a fawn. It's very easy to adapt for what you're looking for, so this is kind of a base and you can make it something even special. You can add more steampunk things to it, or if you want to add horns to it, you can do your fawn look or anything you want really. So I'm going over just the base and then you can add to it from there. So yeah, let's go make this.
The supply list for this DIY is actually very simple. You just need scissors, a hot glue gun, some twine, and a ton of leaves. I recommend collecting different colors as it does add variation, but if you want to collect just one color, I'm sure you can find subtle variations in the leaf colors. The twine that I found was originally $18 at Michael's, but I got it on sale because the package had been destroyed, so it was on sale for $3. You might be able to find it somewhere else cheaper, like a Hobby Lobby or maybe another craft store. $3 was great price for this, and I'm glad I was able to find it for that. So the first thing I'm going to do is measure out how big I want it to be around my head. I'm giving it a little bit of extra room because I do plan to add antlers to mine eventually. And my twine already came with wire on it, so I didn't have to add the wire to bind it together. I just used the wire that was already on it to bind the two ends together. Once it was all bound together, I heated up the hot glue gun and started to attach the leaves. And from here on out, it's just a matter of layering up the leaves, and there's two different ways you can do this. You can either add the bottom layer and then the top layer, or you can kind of do it at the same time. I decided to do it at the same time as I was combining both wet leaves and dry leaves, and I do suggest that if at all possible, you can use all wet leaves that are still active and bendable, because they will then dry in place and it is so much easier to do than if you're using dry leaves, which will break. So I decided I wanted to do a red to yellow blend of colors. So in the back I decided to use the really dark reds, then I moved into the medium reds, and then into oranges and yellows. It took me a little bit of time to collect the leaves, so like I said, some of my leaves were already dried and the ones that I collected more recently were wet, and so I tried to blend them all together and make it work. I do suggest trying to find leaves with longer stems, as it is a lot easier to hot glue the stems than it is to glue the leaves, especially if you are going to be doing this while the leaves are dry. If you use hot glue on the dry leaves, they can break, and the hot glue is too hot and it'll just burn through the leaf. So if you're using a wet leaf, this is much less likely to happen, and then it won't happen on the stems. So if you find ones with longer stems, you can weave those into the vines much easier and glue them there. Now I'm adding on the front centerpiece, and I wanted to do a layer of the different colors. I did a reversal, and then I made sure that they had long enough stems that I could then bend the stems backwards and attach the centerpiece to the front of the vine by hot gluing the stems behind them onto the vine. And I'm adding in the final bits of gold leaves. And then finally the centerpiece on the front. And now it's all ready and it's done. I'm really happy with how this came out. It is a very simple and easy DIY, and like I said before, it is totally customizable, which is so great and fun.
If you enjoyed this DIY, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I will be making more DIYs in the future, and I've got some really awesome Halloween things coming up, like a Halloween treats and fall treats as well. Likes and comments are always appreciated, and until next time, bye!
Introducing the Mallet of Mischief. Your face here.
Oh, come on!
That's gonna get me in trouble. Oh no!